front of the cleaner room. There's the way coming in. See where this is. No. Wide angle, don't go wide angle. Water absorption machine. The computer for the brand specs and the percols tells you the protein and the ash. I'll go through into this is moles on panel. Follow the panel through. There we go. The control room. This is where I sleep at nights. Control room here. Hang on a minute. Record. Control room. Central locking. That's where we play cards all night. Printing and the millet. As millet is only 1 mil. Can we get in there? That'll tell you the readouts. Gone blurred, no good. Come back. Can't see. Switch off. Go round the mill. Have a look round the mill, see what we can see. Oh, we go down the roll floor. First brake rolls, as you can see, wheat coming on. Wheat coming on. They'll be ground up, go down the hopper at the bottom, and then taken up an elevator, which you see there. Elevator goes right up to the top of the mill. Yeah. The roll floor's quite clean really, but you have to be a little bit more. Purifier floor. Purifier. Here they are, bless them. Check on the purifier floor. Hoppers. There you go. Worms going round taking the stock away. Look at the bugs. Look at the bugs. Bugs on the gloves. Look at it. Bug tracks. Confused flower beetle. Because of this. Covers from the sifters. Stretcher room where the covers are made up for the sifters. Different size wires. Covers already made up, ready to go in. A conveyor. Let's go. the conditioning bin wheat, that's wheat's in there ready to be milled. I'm going to have a cup of tea, I can't be cracked about here. car because he had some fags in there and Graham wanted me to get them out, yeah. Because Hazel's coming down to pick them up. So she'll have to wait till she goes back up then. Nah, he didn't know, no. That's the one. Yeah, she's on her way. Has he gone yet?
No, I don't think so.
Bastard. Hey?
No.
Lovely. What's that? Look at that, queuing up to get in, aren't they?
Get the best side.
Sweet silos. Reach a wave, Hazel. That's the spout that brings the wheat in from the silos. On in there. Down to the magnet. There's the wheat coming in. We've got a shit in there. Screw the magnet. 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Out from the spouting, up that elevator. That's the elevator that comes up to the top of the screen room. That's the dampener, adding water onto the wheat before it goes down into the conditioning bins along the word. I've hit my head on there hundreds of times. aspirator. Takes all the little bits of shit out. Screening bin. There's the wheat coming in. Tumbling brush in there. Aspirator takes the loose stuff off, all the dust and shit and shape. And that's the screening bin. From Norwich College. Ramsgate Cemetery. Church in Ramsgate Cemetery. Onto the compressor floor. Compressor, air dryer, compressor. We come down from the aspirator above into the mifer. Now the mifer detects how much moisture's in the wheat and adds, or whatever, ready for conditioning. And then tells the dampener up the top how much to put on. This little box here tells you 7.8 tonnes coming on the mill, 40 litres an hour of water put onto the dampen down on the wheat. Well, back on the roll floor, we're heading down to the basement to start at the start of the bottom. See all these elevators? All around the mill. One line shaft taken out. It's bloody hot down here. Let's have a look at the line shafts. There's not many of them left in the industry nowadays. They worry about health and safety. Flat belts. These are the belts that are driving the rolls up through the floor. And there's 2 line shafts still left at the moment. Modifications being done. Fourth brake 5. These are the spoutings. These are the spoutings that come down into the elevator boots and then are taken to the top. The line shafts and the line shaft motor. There's my foot, that's how big it is. That's a big motor. And this is the sack room. There's all the crates there for sending the rolls away to be done. All the sacks have been kept there, all the waste sacks, the choke sacks, and the sample trial flour sacks. utility ones just to help the main sifters out. And if you look above, you'll see the main line shafts, which drive all the elevators. Small detachers, breaks up the flakes on the flour before they go through the sifters. There's F detacher, G detacher, and these big ones are the ones with the more stock in them. Any dialects? That's the D detacher, the B detacher, and the C detacher. And you see elevators on both sides of the mill, driven by line shafts. It's fun when the belts come off. Mini sifters, two mini sifters, and these sift out the final flour before it gets blown up to the silos. And that great bin there is the low grade bin. When we're making purer flour, we take the lower grade bins out, which got a lot more bran in them. Tons of air trunking, tons of exhaust systems, takes all the dust out of the air. That's why it's not dusty up here at all, until you get a choke. And there we are, bottom to top of mill. That's known as Tony's shovel from the amount of use I had out of it when I was a second miller. None of it's still written on there, but it was. Worn off now, must have done a bit more than I did. These are additive mixers. See that? See that main floor support there? The red one. I made that when I first come out of the garage, stuck it in. That one's the bottom of the low grade bin, where it adds it to the flour through a worm at the bottom. The antilitres below the antilitres, these are the flour, the hoppers. You can see the flour actually coming down there with electronic sensors which set an alarm off. We're back to the purifier floor. Again, line shaft drives a lot of the conveyors. All they are is bicycle chains, as you can see. Air's drawn up through the stock, taking away the bran and light flakes, bees' wings as they're known. Stock drops down depending on the size of the sieves inside, and there are a number, there's 4 in each sieve, in each purifier. I'll show you, open the front one up. That's got a lot of stock coming on it, looks like there's a hold up in it. Wait one. I think most of them are fucked. Yeah. What we do most of the night. try. Obviously it's got dark. I thought we were going to have a mooch over the wheat silo. Right, these bins here in that building, let's get in there. Right, that building there are 2 wheat feed bins, and we move on. That's number 3 wheat feed bin and number 4 wheat feed bin. Right, now behind it is silo 2 where the wheat's kept. The main building is silo 1 and silo 3 is behind. Okay, here we are in the wheat silo. This is silo number 1, which is the main building. We've got that old jolly old you hear it clattering. That's the old man noise. Stand on there and up you go. I might take you up there in a minute, I don't know. See how I feel, I'm feeling good. All the controls, the dust collectors and for the intake. Just starts up the machinery that takes the wheat up and puts it in the right bins after you've opened a few slides and dodged it about. Dust extraction over there. That one's your dust extraction. Look at this. Remnants of the old days. Please ring. Wonderful, eh? Well, the door used to be there as it happens. Let's move that back, you can be able to see it. That's where the door used to be, so you used to come in there and push the old bell to call for the siloman, who was God in them days. 2 elevators, 1, 2, one taking it over the mill, that one takes it over the mill, and that one takes it, brings it in from the outside tip where the lorries tip it in, and it takes it up to the bin. Right. Let's have a little mooch. Here's the measurers. Now these measurers, they all come from the bins. See the spouting on the measurers goes up and it goes to the bottom of each bin. Each bin's got hoppers, 1 to 4 little titchy bins, and they're all different size bins in this silo. See by the hoppers, different sizes. You've got that massive one there, it's silo 9, and the little ones take a little bit more, and then we've got it here, look. This is the silos, silo 1, silo 1, varying degrees. I'll put it on in Tipex exactly what's in each bin, because when I was working the silo I got a bit confused. See, there's 37 in bin 1, 61 in 3, 120 in 5. That little white number on the left hand centre. 61, 120, 61, and then you've got the little ones. Little ones, bin 6 for example, there it's only a 30 tonner, and 4's a 30 tonner. Amazing. Now when we go into silo 2, all silo 2s are 80 tonnes, 82 tonnes, that's right, and silo 3 are 106 tonnes. That's that one. So when we're setting up the grist to take it over, you can only bring 25 calibrations over, and obviously you've got each measurer will open up to 10 or thereabouts, so you could have 2 at 10 and 1 at 5 on this grist at the moment, which is the Dominion grist, I think. Yep, that's right, a Dominion grist goes up to Gillingham, Tiffany Foods. It's got 5 calibrations on 5 bins, and if I want to know what bins are on, I look at the Dominion on the grist board, mill gristing. Let's get it back here, mill gristing, Dominion. Dominion. There you go. Come on, focus in. There's the Dominion. Don't take the number, the grist number, it ain't relevant. And here we have it. 5 bins. Bins 17, 29, 25, 8 and 2 are all on 5 calibrations. The type of wheat, 1 high protein, 1 low protein, 1 high protein, 1, 2 very low protein. That's a mixture of 1 or 2. and group 3, which is a soft. For our convenience, we always write the protein levels, the proteins of them bins in the right hand column. 13.8, 12.1, 13.2, 11.2, 12.3. The idea is that we get it so that when it grists through the mill, you lose 1 point on the gristing, and for some reason or other they put 13.8 is actually an 11.8 protein, but they put it there to protect the innocent, I think. And we can work out by averaging it about what grist we need to give our flour the right protein levels. Oh, 1. That was silo 1, measures 1 to 16. Go through it into silo 2, and that goes 17 to 28. Odd numbers on this side. You have to dick your head under the concrete silos to get the measurement set up, which can be a bit daunting. And off it goes up the aisle, up to that'll be 27, the top one. And on the other side of the silo, it's the even numbers. Silo 6, you be careful, you might see a mouse or two around here. They do lurk about sometimes in these pits. That's the worm that brings it out, drops it into that elevator, that takes it up into the roof and then drops it down into the worm. Ready to go over the silo. Down under the grid, that's where them measurers are. Well, you've got to go down under there to alter it. So we try not to alter these too much, keep them on 5 apiece. Obviously, at the moment, because the mill's shutting down, they're not bringing any more wheat in, so we have to try and make it up by running 3 bins only sometimes. Not ideal. 5 should be the minimum, but obviously we can't do more than that. These are all the silos, and if you look up to the top, it takes you right up there. You can actually get up there, but I ain't going to take you up the hole. You can see the hole at the end. That's up the ladder. Come on, focus. Focus. Oh, please yourself. There we are, focus. But then you got the ladder coming down. Steel ladder. Some prefer to go that way. The outside way is even worse. Okay. That's silo 3. Turn him round. Turn him round. There's the alleyway with the even numbers, silo 2. And then it's back into silo 1. Not a lot in here really. Now go on, we'll have a walk through here. This is going out into the offal store or the wheat feed store. Now, I showed you the 2 bins outside and the building where it holds the... there you go, there. Nothing happens in here, nothing. We can store the additives. Lorry drivers lurk about, see what they can nick. But that's about it really. These are the... Let's give you a bit of eye. Now that'll give you a wider view. Now that worm there comes from the 2 outside silos, 3 and 4. Take it along, drop it into that worm there, this worm, which brings it along, drops it down into the boot of that elevator, down in that hole, and I've been in there digging it out a few times, and takes it up to the top, where it chucks it out for the lorry drivers to load their lorries through this antiquated doorway. And there's the outloading spout for the lorries when they come under. Fine, fine you say, fine. It's quite clean actually. Usually it's heaped with crap where they don't bother for cleaning up. Nick seems to be getting a grip of the things. Here we are, Thanet Accident Centre over the road. Old Paul Granger's little gaff. That's the mill building. Oh, I spent some hours over there, I tell you. Can't see the slide, it's a bit dark. And there's a slide that used to come down there. They used to open the doors up and chuck bags of bran and germ out, and you had to load them onto lorries and stack them. Luckily I only caught the tail end of that. Okay, where are we going now? Back to the mill, I guess. Yeah, I'll give it a little scan. This is Brian's motor, I think. I don't know what's what half the time. They change things so often. Got the side of the thing. I'm obviously in a non-pedestrian area, but it's quiet. There's no vehicles about. I think I'll make an outside broadcast photographer. I don't think so. Right, one lorry underloading. I don't know whose that is. I know he certainly ain't using the shunter. No, that's there. The shunter. There are a lot of transport firms around here wouldn't mind that as their bloody one of their main fleet. But there you go. I'll swing it down. I'm taking you around really because when I done the last video, things have changed an awful lot here. Used to be a workshop standing there, and now it's built there. There's a mess room here. The bike shed's been changed into a smoking room, and next to the smoking room there used to be a barn which got knocked down. Kirsty had a main hatred for that barn for some reason or other. It weren't a lot of use, to be honest. Kept the forklift in it, I think. Right. And of course we've all been barriered off. Stop us wandering. Office block. What else? Garage still stands. We put our cars in there at night mainly. I don't know what they're trying to do, whether they're getting the gear ready to dump it. I know there's a couple of metal skips coming in, so they'll be throwing them away and all. Here, let's pop in here. Oh yeah, you can't. That used to be the door into the lorry outloading, but now we can't go that way. Or we're not supposed to go that way. We have to come in through this other door, you see? Something. Is that camera up? It is. Camera off. Yeah. There we go. This is the way the lorry loaded. Harnesses, belts, magnifying glasses, all sorts of things going on here. Mainly the simple panel press. And here what we do is here, these are the tailings from the sieves. Anything that's too big to go through a 1mm sieves dropped into here from 4 different sieves. I'll try and zoom in, but I don't think I can actually. I think it goes out of focus, this thing. Yeah, you got to be a certain distance. Right, well, it looks almost healthy, doesn't it? Tape's running out. What a blow. Well, fairly well, you lot. Fairly well. I'll have a quick run upstairs and see if I can get on top of the wagon. Ooh, quick. Before me tape goes. There you go. One fat sock. One fat sock, that's loaded. That fat sock, that's loaded. That one ain't even in there, so it's mean it's a shorter load. And the other one is a slack. Well, there you go, see. The gantry, the worm, the magnet, the worm, the outloading, the lorry. Farewell. Oh, a little bit I didn't see. This is the tip for the wheat lorries. They come in between these two crash barriers. The shunt is stuck in there at the moment, so you can't get a good view of it. Come into the two, and there's that little hole there. Take the lid off, they tip it up, put their sock in there, and they pour it into the elevator, and then up it goes, up the elevator. See that little slide underneath? Let's go there, that one there. That slides down and goes into the separator. We'll go in and have a look. Our slide comes through the wall. There, that's what we're just looking at outside. Goes into the separator. It's sieved, all the big lumps get chucked into some grubby bags. Let's follow it down. There's a couple of bags down here, look. A couple of bags that they collect the rubbish in, that's all absolute rough, straw, dead rats, anything that comes through, got dropped through there. The rest of the stuff comes down that hopper, That little red one there, I ain't going under because I've clattered my head on that a few times and all. Into the worm, along the worm, and drops down in the elevator. So, there you go, drops down that from there into the boot of the elevator takes it up to the top, and we could go up there really, but if I do, the bloody alarm will go off and I'll have to rush all the way back down again, so we won't bother. See ya. C rolls. These are the A rolls. 4 rolls on the A system. There's A3. Second brake fine over the black. G roll. That's one of the last rolls for the stock to go through. In fact, it is the last roll for the stock to go through. There's the D roll. F roll. B2 roll, which is an overflow roll for the mini centres and a few other places. E roll. The B rolls. The B rolls, there's 4 rolls as well in the system. 1, 2, 3, 4. Full brake course. Full brake fine the other side. Second brake course over the other side. 2 rolls, 2 sets of rolls there. There's your first brake, and you can see why it's called first brake. There's the wheat. First time it's broken, and it's not crushed, it's just cracked open. First brake number 3 and 2's on the other side. As we come round this way, there's third brake course and third brake fine on the other side. X roll. Now this is a bit of a mystery. I don't know where it collects its stock from the purifiers. It's divided out, comes down here. So I thought, well, I heard a funny noise, but that's alright. And then it goes down into the third brake fine down in the basement elevator, which is lurking over there. Third brake fine elevator. Yeah, that's the one, and then up to the top. Through the third brake the cock. And well, you really need a map to know where it all goes. But basically what we got is one system multiplied lots of times. But you have to admit, it's not a dirty old place, is it? In fact, most visitors that visit Ramsgate say that it's one of the cleanest mills they've ever been to. That's a pity they're bloody shutting it then, isn't it? Still, there you go. Can't have too much of a good thing, eh? I'll give you a quick look down in the where they store the rolls. Ditcher. Here we go, guys. I won't have to shout now. Raw germs taken off in them tote bags on a pallet, dumped over there, chucked out that door over there when the lorries arrive, loaded up, usually 4 at a time, and about 3/4 of a tonne in each one. Spare roll parts, spare roll stands, I should say. Lots of spare rolls, because as they've closed mills, so that we've collected a lot of rolls from other mills. There we are, look, all over the bloody place. They're ones that have been used on the floor, and the ones in the racks are all been re-ground, and I'll show you the difference. Yeah, I know it's got a bit of oil on it, but it's actually a smooth roll, and that would be a reduction roll. Your A's, B's, C's, D's, E's, F's, they're smooth. I hope you can see that. So that's the first brake, which is the coarsest roll we got. You see they got teeth on there, and they have a direction. They're cut one way or another. And old Johnny boy would go trying to find which way they cut, and they're cutting that way. If you can see that, see the way the teeth are. The slope slightly that way, so they're coming in to cut or break. First brake, dirty one we've taken out. Look, first brake. There's a third brake course. They're a lot finer, those teeth. I'll have to, because my tape's running out, so I'm going to leg it. See ya.
Head banging and all that. I was having a drink with the managing director of the Advanced Electronics Research and Development Centre.